Let's get it.
What are we doing?
I gotta go to Lowe's or an auto parts store and hope to God that they have a blade to polish the inside, because I don't want to have none of that cast iron stuff falling off when my car is running, because that can blow up the turbo, and if the turbo blows up, all bad. Not trying to do that. Day one of doing the install on the turbo kit. You guys are gonna sit there and hang out and watch. Hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully everything works out as planned, because I'm scared. I have 180,000 miles on my car and I'm turboing it. Fuck. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I'm driving, kinda. We're in Mexico, so it's okay. We didn't find nothing at Lowe's. They got nothing. They don't have the little file thing I'm looking for or anything. So now I had to go another place. Hopefully I can start this tonight. While I'm driving, Raquel is going to look online and see if they have the bid at Home Depot before I drive all the way over there. All right, trying Harbor Freight. So far, what I think I'm fine is these. Not what I'm looking for, but it might work. I didn't find exactly what I was looking for, but I found something that might work. Let's hope it works, because I'm gonna be burnt if not. I'm pissed, babe.
Why?
I need to do it. All right, so I guess none of this is working, so I'm just gonna put it on and hope to God that nothing breaks off and it's good to go. I mean, the inside feels a lot better than the outside, so they might have done it a little bit, clean it up, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna get started and see what happens. Ready for this? Because it's about to get started. First thing I gotta do, pop my hood, take my valve cover off because I have an oil leak anyway, so I'm gonna fix that because it's coming from behind there when I did the valve adjustment. So I'm gonna take the valve cover off, and then I'll have more room to even get to anything back there that I need to do. And then I'm going to take my headers off, so that way the manifold can go on, and the downpipe, and then go from there. So I have to take this off. Well, you have to take this off. Disconnect it from your washer fluid. Find a home for it. And then there's this plate you gotta take off right here. First, I'm gonna take off my battery. That way,
That's quite safe that you just did it with your hands.
Gotta take the intake off. That way I can get more access and it's more open. Taking out my coolant reservoir.
A lot of people might ask, why is he using a Gatorade bottle? Answer the question.
Well, I was racing in Mexico and my, reservoir fell out. All right, so now that I got the battery out of the way, there's a 10 mil bolt right here, and there's another one over here, and another one on the other side. You gotta be careful not to drop these because they will drop and you will not find them. I have one in there right now. I can't find it. Okay, so I got the cover off I was talking about. See how much more access you have now? You have way more room. Now I'm just gonna take this off and take off the manifold, or the valve cover. You don't have to do this. Keep in mind, you do not have to take the valve cover off. I'm doing it because I have to fix an oil leak anyway. It's just easier to do like this. So now that I got all the spark plugs out, or the coil packs, I just gotta take this bolt off here. There's another one on the side somewhere, and then that should be all that I have to disconnect, and just, this hose is going to nothing, so I can just take that out. And the valve cover should pop right off. I already have these all loose. I just gotta take those off, and then out it comes. You gotta take the valve cover off. Now that all the boots are removed, make sure everything's disconnected and out of the way. Pull up. There's a way you have to get this out, and it's like that. You have to tip forward and out. Easiest way I found to do it. And as you can see, my gasket is good because I just did it like 2 months ago. Yeah, there's the headers right back there. So what I'm gonna do is disconnect these sensors back here, the one to the VTEC solenoid, the low pressure sensor, and the VTEC switch. All right, now that that's off, oh yeah, hold on. So I gotta disconnect this one back here. And then there's a couple more down on the back side over here. All right, unbolt the header from this side first, and if I can get to it. I believe it's a 14. Now, I have to take off those 2 sensors off my header, so that way, but these things are tight as shit, and they're not opening.
You scared the
Trying to figure out how to get these out. Alright, so I'm gonna get that off. In here, here's your pan right here. This is your pan. You're gonna come up in this space here, and you have this wire harness here. Okay. There are a few bolts that are sitting about right here somewhere. Right here, next to this little pin. You follow this over. There's like 2 bolts on each side. Take that off. Move this whole harness up out of the way while you pull the headers out. You gotta pull this thing out. And when you do that, it all comes off. So that's the eating coolie. Right now, I'm got everything ready. All I gotta do is I have to lower the subframe down, hopefully not all the way, so that way I can take the pan down, drill a hole into it to put the oil return line. After that is on, pretty much all I have to do is put the pan back on, put the subframe back up. Well, actually, I have to put the manifold in and put the turbo on before I can do that. And I think I'm probably gonna need to get a longer feed because this is not that long at all. There's no way that I can reach, no way that I'm gonna be able to reach that. What I'm gonna do is probably tap into the front of the pan because that's where the biggest opening is. Like it's more roomy. I gotta take the wheels off so that way I have a little bit more room because I gotta unbolt some bolts underneath there and then put our best friend on, the little Turby. I forgot to film, but right now I got the subframe lowered. So all I did was take out, there's a bolt here and there's one all the way in the back. There's another one right behind the axle, and then the same thing on both sides. Take both those off, and then I left the back one in just so that way it doesn't, like, it can't fall all the way because it's a pain in the ass, trust me, to get back up. I can almost guarantee you there's gonna be enough room to get the pan off. Hopefully, we'll see right now. I'm letting all the oil drain out and then take the pan off and tap into it. Right now it is 12 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock a.m. Making really good progress. I've already got the headers off, got my wheels off, got the subframe down. Oil pan is draining. Valve cover is off so that way I can fix the leak that I have because I don't know where it's coming from. Oh yeah, you have to take off the motor mounts too. Just the bolts that it slides to the subframe on. Don't take off the motor mount itself because you'll never, I'm not gonna say never, you're gonna have a hard time getting it back on. And then, yeah, so once that drains more, I'm going to take the pan completely off and hopefully tap it tonight. So since I have the tools, I'm gonna use my drill, just take the bolts off because there's like 16 or something like that. I got all the 10mm bolts out. There's 14 mil volts that you have to take off that connect to the transmission. You gotta take those out. And then this front motor mount right here, you gotta take that off as well, so that way you can, or you just gotta take off one bolt, I believe. You just gotta take off one bolt. I don't know. Actually, no, you don't. I lied. Yeah, and then the pan should just come right off. Make sure the bolts are out. I have one more 10 bolt that I gotta take off. So it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm super tired. I got work in the morning. All tonight. I'm gonna go to bed. I put the turbo on for a second in the back right here where the manifold's sitting, just to make sure that it all fits in there, and it does, thank God. So what I need to do now is go to bed, and then tomorrow when I get off work, I gotta tap a hole in the pan. Probably gonna get a longer oil feed line or return, because the feed's long enough for sure, but the return is like a foot long. I need to reach the front of the pan because that's the biggest spot. Instead of trying to do it here, I need to do it on this side because look at how much room I have. And then that way I'm guaranteed it's gonna drain in, not go into where there's oil already sitting. So that, and then I have to reclock the turbo because the way it's sitting, it's hitting the firewall. So I need to tip the intake side down, or the air side down. I gotta tip it downward because right now it's sitting like this, it needs to go down. And then, yeah, put the piping on, intercooler, hook it up, and then good. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so right now I gotta find out which lead on my injectors is the positive. I'm gonna do that right now. What you do to do that, get your cable, ground it to something, and turn the key on inside, and touch the positives. All right, so there we go. We have our positive on this one, and negative on this one. So you can tell the light lights up. Lights up, but on the other one, it doesn't. So now, what you do is get your pigtail, okay? They do sell the actual harnesses for this. You don't have to do it like this, but I'm doing it that way because I didn't order the pigtail. So now that I got it hooked up properly, now all I gotta do is just use the heat gun to shrink the wrap, and then it'll stay. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And there you go. Now it's all connected. And then once it's on, just gotta plug it into the housing. So I watched a video on how to do this, so that way I know, so I can help you guys. So you're gonna get a needle, like one that can get in here, and you have to take this blue tab off. And if you come in through the side right here, there's these little fittings, or a little like hole on the side. Just gonna put your little tip into there and pull up, and it should come right off. Okay. So now the tab's off, and then you're gonna take this little green rubber band off, and then inside here there's these little tabs. You just gotta push them over. Just push them out of the way, so that way you can pull the connector out. Just like that. Now, the way I'm doing it, so that way I make sure I'm not putting it to the negative, you're just gonna get your test light and make sure that it lights up to the positive and then the ground doesn't. And then you get your connector, or the injector, sorry. You're basically gonna put it how you would be putting it in the car. So it's gonna sit that way, so it goes like this, and then whichever one connects, so your right side's the positive. Now you go over here, so this is your positive. Double check, make sure it's hot. There you go, it's hot. Now you're just gonna twist this, get your little prior thing, and open that connector up just a little bit. You can do it to both, so that way you can get the fitting in there. There you go. So now you're gonna get your ends. You're gonna slide your sealer on there first. And I'm gonna put a different one on, so it gets a better, like, because these ones are smaller. So I'm just gonna put small over big. And then I'm gonna get my end, slide it right into the hole that I opened up. And get your pliers and crimp it. Like that. The tighter you do it, the better. So right there, it's nice and tight, and I'm gonna slide the small one over. Like that. The reason I'm doing it like this, so it gets a better seal. And then get the heat gun real quick. Seal the first one. Like that. You're gonna slide the big one all over both of them. And do the same thing again. Just that way it gets a nice, good seal. And do it to the other one as well. Same thing. Get your little guy. Slide it over. Big one. Slide over the small one. Put it into here. Like so. Pinch it down, make sure it's tight. Slide your it over. I'm only doing it this way because I don't have the right size. The right size little grommets. So bear with me. Did you watch Miley Car Mods? Did you do it? You watched it? Yeah, this is what they do, dude. And then I looked at the 4-race forum and that's where they say to do it. Alright. We got this little cone bit thing. And now we gotta drill a hole into the pan. Once I start this, there's no going back. And I gotta order a new pan, which is like 150 bucks if it doesn't work. So, Mike, we're going down. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna make a little dot so that way I know. Bit.
It's moving.
Raquel.
Are you freaking me out?
I'm looking right at it, I know.
It went to the side and shit.
Alright, now there's no going back. We're going over to Mike's house, the neighbor. It's a long walk over the yards, and we're gonna check it out, see if we can find something. All right. So we're putting the oil pan in. Now that I have it all tapped and done, it's going in. Got the oil pressure sensor out. Now, got all these fucking bolts that go to a whole bunch of other shit.
Nice language, dude.
You're welcome.
What are you doing?
Putting Teflon tape on the little adapter thing, because it has oil.
Oh, you heard my phone, huh? You heard my phone.
It goes through, and I don't want it to leak.
No.
Alright, so we got that part on there. Hold on. Gotta wrap this part here.
Brent's going 120, he's like, gotta make it to him.
He's going?
No, he's driving out here.
I mean, he's coming. He's not gonna come here.
But
That's sweet.
Hey, we're having technical difficulties.
Are you almost done? Like in general? Really?
We're putting on the little oil pressure sensor.
that looks like a nipple.
Alright, so I gotta go take my downpipe to the exhaust shop and have them put a adapter on so that way I can mount the wastegate. So it needs to go like that. So I thought that I had to go get the pipe welded on with the bracket for the wastegate, but I forgot that the manifold has the wastegate adapter on the bottom already welded and everything into it. So I just need to take these bolts back out and then basically take the turbo off, put the oil feed in, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just bolt up the rest of the stuff. Bolt the intake or the intercooler on, the piping, do the little vacuum lines for the turbo and the wastegate side, or for the blow off valve and stuff, and then that's it. Shouldn't be too much more work. Hopefully we can get it done tonight. You wanna hold this? Alright, wastegate is on. That's the way it works. Once it hits about 8 psi or 7 psi, it'll push this valve down, and allow all the exhaust to come out. Before I actually put that in, I need to hook up the wastegate, or not the wastegate, the
line?
The feed line. Alright, so right now, I'm just getting the oil drain adapter on. The only issue that I'm having right now is that I have all these pieces here, but I don't know how I'm going to get it connected to this adapter here. I need to go to the auto parts store or the hardware store. I need to get exhaust bolts for one. Two, I need to get a flange for this, for my what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Oil drain line, and that should be it. Right now, I can't get the oil drain clocked right because it's not, doesn't have the right fittings, because these don't even work. If I can get it like that, perfect. But with the hose, because this needs to go actually in more. It needs to sit more inward. And with this big old hose, it's gonna go straight on the manifold and burn straight through it. So I need to get a 90 that tees off like that. Alright, so right now I'm trying to get this hose clamped tight so that way it holds the oil return in and there's no leaks. That's what I'm doing right now. Because right now it's fucking loose somehow. Still.
Tell them how many stories you have to go to.
What the fuck? Because this kit didn't come with all the right stuff. Like for the hosing. It's tight, but it's loose. Same fucking time. Alright, after about 2 hours of going to the store, coming back, just to get these fittings that I needed, I'm gonna leave the description, or in the description, I'm gonna leave the exact part number and what you guys need for these damn oil feed lines. Make it work the easiest, most efficient way possible, because the fact that what they gave me did not work. These little fittings don't work. They suck. So yeah, don't use them. They're trash. Let's see. Yeah, so right now is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the manifold on, and then once I get the manifold on, I can bolt on the turbo and then go from there. All right, right now, tightening down the bolts on the manifold. And then after that, I just gotta put the turbo on, hook up the oil feed and return lines, and then that's it for that part of the install. Alright, right now I'm gonna hand him the turbo, because the way you have to put it on this one is through the back. You can't put it through the front for some reason, it won't fit. So I gotta hand it to him through the back, and it's the turbo's still a little bit loose because I need to clock it perfectly. So what happened? It smells? Sorry, I ripped one. So I'm gonna put it up there, and then once he has it, I'm gonna come back up here and bolt it down just to make sure it fits, clock it, and then I can tighten it.